Hello and welcome back to our channel. We want to say thank you for sticking with us. And if you are new to this channel, you can join us by clicking the subscribe button below. So today we're going to be talking about teenagers. Being an adolescent is both wonderful and horrific. It has often been said that teenagers are the most misunderstood creatures on the planet, especially since they are treated like children and are expected to behave like adults. Teenagers take stupid risks that they end up looking back on and wondering what the heck they were thinking. No one has been able to find out what it is about the teenage years that causes even a normal child to pick up trends which are completely contrary to his or her personality. Well, we can only blame it on the hormones. So here is a list containing weird things all teenagers do. Alcohol as a status symbol. First of all, they like to have what can be termed a sneak beer. They feel like a person's first beer is a veritable rite of passage in high school. So you find these underage teenagers having drinks before the legal age. Most of the time, the main reasons why adolescents drink are just odd. To them, using alcohol makes social interactions less stressful. It is a method of lowering their inhibitions and helping them relax, just as it does for adults. Teenagers also seek to experience the positive effects such as the boosting of self-confidence, the lessening of anxiety and tension, and the boosting and feeling of courage. Such perception probably originates from how the media represents drinking. Teenagers get the idea that alcohol can make them feel a lot more comfortable from films and TV shows, so they engage in these activities due to lack of well-recognized alternatives. Tattoo trends. Peer pressure, or the struggle to fit in and be accepted, is very much one of the foremost concerns of any teenager. Be it an attempt to be acknowledged or just a crazy fashion obsession, tattoos are very much the in thing in the mind of teenagers these days. It is something that is seen to be the cool thing to do, going by the teenage definition. Safe or not, this is definitely a growing trend and a very bizarre one at that. Dear teenagers, the things you like now might not be the things you like later in life, so I think you should be very careful when you make such a permanent decision. A Norwegian teenager had a receipt from his recent McDonald's purchase tattooed on his arm and became a very popular internet sensation for his terrible decision. I don't think he got the point because only a week later he had the receipt from the first tattoo tattooed on his other arm. Body piercing. Well, it is hard to see how having body piercings at awkward places could be fun, but it seems to be another hit trend among teenagers. With no regards to the risks associated with piercings such as scars, allergic reactions, or infections, teens go ahead and start piercing their nose, navel region, lips, eyebrows, and tongues, as well as areas such as the nipples and the genitals. Piercingly weird, pun intended, this is a popular craze among teenagers. Noise as music. We guess this is somewhat common to all teenagers. There is some sort of affinity towards really loud and unintelligible music among them. It is in fact safe to say that the higher the decibels, the more fun the music is in their books. It does not only cause noise pollution, but it also totally negates the essence of music. But again, that doesn't stop them from playing, making, or even loving such music. Because who really cares about your eardrums, right? Besides, everyone knows that you can't really enjoy music until you can feel it vibrating through your bones. Listening to music while crossing streets. Teenagers and music are an inseparable combination. They are often so entwined together that we would find teens walking across busy roads with earphones pinned to their ears. This is a trend which is highly dangerous, for they are susceptible to accidents. They put not only themselves in danger, but also others on the road. Gaming. Non-stop internet gaming and being so engrossed in it that even something as basic as sleep or food would appear irrelevant is quite a common occurrence among teenagers. It is exactly like an addiction, and a bad one at that. Then some of them lie about it too. Instead of actually using it as a recreational tool, it becomes a sort of obsession that affects not only their health, but also their social well-being. Of course, the harm it also causes them academically is, without a doubt, very high. Addiction to social media. Twitter, Facebook, and every possible social media avenue is not only just a trend, but the elixir of teenage lives. They are active 24/7, which may not sound bad when it comes to being up to date with important information, but there have been many instances of people luring teens through the net and even abusing and, at worst, killing them. Of course, the lack of sleep And the virtual life of Facebook pages and Twitter handles make teenagers far less than aware of the real world. They see what is most often probably phony and live a superficial life. Indeed, a very disturbing trend. Is it 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m., or maybe 4? Well, that's no problem. Teenagers have some kind of superhuman night owl abilities to help them become night crawlers and literally stay up till dawn. And then some. And then after all that staying up late, they still have to catch up on their sleep by any means necessary. Changing eating habits. Yet another weird thing teenagers do is stuff their faces full of food. Your teen has suddenly started consuming a lot more food, and mostly fast food. They have started eating at really odd hours. These are all common complaints that most teen parents have. This weirdness also comes with being a teenager, but then most of us have been a victim of this at least once, maybe twice. The beauty of it all is that they have this wonderful metabolism. Their body seems to be able to digest pretty much anything. All it needs is a little run to shake off the extra pounds. Well, let's just wait until they turn 30. Meaningless challenges. To entertain themselves, they give and take really mind-bogglingly stupid challenges. For instance, take the milk challenge. It includes finishing a gallon of milk in just 60 seconds. Another one is the salt and ice challenge, in which the contender has to put some salt and ice above their wrist and lick it. The ice, after some time, gets stuck on the hand, which is not very easy to remove. These challenges are meaningless, stupid, and absurd. Some teenagers don't realize they are actually bullying people on the pretext of challenging them. Talking back. Parents and children more often than not jab at each other ping-pong style, and the conversation escalates into confrontation if neither stops to understand the other's point of view. Children are always put on the defensive, parents feel like their authority is being challenged, nobody ever wins. Talking back should never have to become disrespectful. A respectful form of disagreement reveals that your children are willing and comfortable communicating with you. They just seem to get mad at their parents constantly. It's like when you turn 13, something literally happens inside your body that makes you radioactive around your parents. Anything they say can set off door slams and eye rolls. There also exists a push and pull relationship between teenagers and their parents. One minute they don't want you around, the next minute they are faking some kind of illness for attention. It truly is a dilemma. Overreacting to minor situations. Overreactions happen like this. One person gets inexplicably offended or upset by some apparently trivial event that never actually seems to justify such a strong response. Why are you acting so incredibly hurt and angry over something so small? Why should you make such a big deal over such a little thing? Often, after such an outburst, the exploding person feels as foolish, embarrassed, or as regretful as the person exploded at feels confused, unjustly treated, and sometimes even hurt. Stunts to show off. They love pop stars and they also love bikes. These troublemakers are not yet permitted to drive because they are too amateur to do so. But from their point of view, they are not. So they sneak the vehicles out to prove themselves right. And as if non-permitted driving is still not enough for them, they like to perform stunts. Stunts that are very dangerous and pointless. Take, for example, the stoppie and wheelie. They are simply fatal. One strike and you're out. It's so clear that there is a reason why moms always say, if he jumped off a bridge, would you also jump too? Being a teenager means making poor choices and basically following the crowd all of the time. Insecurities about weight and going on ridiculous diets. Most definitely, not everyone who is overweight is worried or upset about it. A lot of us know confident, happy people who are overweight and thin, fit people who are insecure. But because people often feel pressure to look a certain way, teens with weight issues are more likely to feel isolated or misunderstood. So this is the main reason why teenagers are usually extremely insecure about their weights, and they don't even take a minute to get started on a stupid diet, which, according to them, is the fastest and best way to remain fit. It's funny how one set of people pig out while the others diet till dawn. They just feel too self-conscious, but that comes with the hormones too. Remember when you were a teenager and there was that impossibly hot boy or girl at school? Remember how you started to care so much about impressing them? The reality is, he or she would probably feel self-conscious too, because there is nothing more to adolescence than feeling painfully aware of your own skin. To make matters worse, they are responsible for preying on themselves. keeping stupid nicknames and identities. Teenagers just have to try out different identities. They become Zen masters, Greek ballads, until they finally settle with the one they always had. Another problem with young people today is that they come up with ridiculous nicknames. What on earth do they think they're accomplishing with these handles? I mean, how weird must you be to think that calling yourself {W:FatX} is going to give you more credibility and get you more respect? Selfie passion. Selfie phones and selfie sticks are no longer just a convenience, but considered the new symbol of self-absorption, experts say, adding that the selfie fever can further isolate this generation and those to come. Skywalking, or rooftopping, is a viral trend where people climb on top of high-rise buildings and take selfies or photos just to upload to social media. This selfie craze just might pull sensitivity out of teenagers' minds, which at times can claim their lives also. Yeah, so these are some of the common things that teenagers do, but this does not make them crazy, except when they decide to take selfies underwater. Now, that's completely crazy. Where parents often see a sweet boy or girl who has morphed into an incomprehensible bundle of hormones, what they really ought to be seeing are amazing young adults whose brains are under heavy construction. And if you see a teenager doing one of these things or something else that seems out of the ordinary to you, just remember that they're going through a lot and probably don't need any more talking down to. Did you enjoy this video? Let us know why. Don't go without giving us a thumbs up, and you can turn on the notifications so you never get to miss any of our amazing videos. Thanks for watching, and have an excellent day.